Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another live stream, and today I will actually be live streaming the secret skirmish. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So yeah, I'm gonna...
But keep in mind, the zone right now is in that top left corner of the map. These guys are now recognizing, is it worth it to take that engagement, to fight the other team at the cost of taking that extra storm damage? So you see Aegis is finally making his way out. He does escape with his life, and I think it's just the storm pressure on the other team that causes them to rotate so early.
And you can see there, Aegis' stats did pop up. He had over 12,000 build damage, so damage to structures done. That just goes to show these guys really aren't taking shots on each other. They're just destroying their builds and trying to, you know, play the game that way. It's not a bad idea, actually, with the way this game mode is set up. You know, you only have 500 of each material, so resources are stretched very thinly, and if you can utilize shots to take out your enemy's resources, that's just another way you're going to put yourself in a better position for endgame.
And I think what a lot of that was the turtle wars. It's the removing of the wall, replacing of the wall, removing of the wall, replacing of the wall, little standoff that they had at the south side of that zone, and right away we see these guys getting advantage of the mountain, taking that high ground near the center of the circle, and using those resources to build their little one-by-ones and hopefully take some advantage of shots on these players as they rotate in.
Yeah, we did get a look over there. Jay Cuddy over in that area. You know what? I just have to do it. I have to say it. I have to shout it out. Jay Cuddy turned 26 years old yesterday.
Aww,
so happy birthday to Jay Cuddy. I hope he does well today. That would be an excellent birthday present. But we do have Dark in 72 hours here, engaging with a couple of other teams.
Persecute up top high ground. We did see Dark in 72 hours take advantage of fights like these in this last game, and now they're looking to do the same. Dark taking shots, taken out by Persecute. Now it's up to 72 hours to take advantage. He is in a 1v2 situation.
I got the wrap for the doing the doors.
Bottom right corner, there's another player that looks like they're pushing in.
But I know how to beat it. I know how to beat
taking
it.
out the wall and pump shotgun to the face is going to put him back in the lobby. But Persecute was taking advantage of those two and the way that they were split to get those eliminations.
Now we do see
I'm watching the Fortnite Secret Skirmish.
And Demo up on that mountain there, just kind of assessing everything. We have Zayt down here using the SMG to try to break.
Yeah, I'm at 10th place.
So that he can, you know, just utilize the potential RPG, shooting the RPG through the window. This Zayt has a ton of weapons in his inventory right now that are excellent for breaking through structures and walls very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to see how this kind of develops.
No, just checking.
We have a lot of players in this area all trying to get to the ultimate high ground that Demo and Tfue, they've already claimed that.
These guys are relaxing till the end game, where hopefully Demo is able to perform the way he did in the last game. And you see Zayt and Blue Team taking advantage of that split fire. They position themselves a little bit separated so they're able to shoot at different walls while their opponents were trying to get those kills off. Does cause them to maybe get a little bit more confused, not be able to put those walls up right away and get tags on them. But they do now make the rotation to the other side of the mountain, maintaining that high ground.
We should both watch it together.
We still have 37 teams alive, 69 players in total.
I'm going to look at my iPad, okay?
This mountain is going to end up being a very hot spot, I think, for these guys.
Actually,
you can see that Junction is still in indeed, but there's really no one in there. All of these players kind of gravitating towards the high zone.
Butter. Butter is still alive. His partner, Aiden. Butter's story is really interesting. He was with us, helping us practice a few of the things, and now he is in the skirmish, hoping to do his teammate.
I could turn it down.
Already knocked, but he's able to make it into the make it this far in the match now. Looking to get into the zone. He does have other opponents around him. Looks like two of them are fighting.
I need to do one more
thing. Just got a knock on him.
The Valentine's back.
Butter does take a lot of shots here. He's trying to determine where the shots are coming from. Unfortunately, he's not able to. That was Bowman coming through the storm and taking out Butter. That's unfortunate. But in case you guys are just joining us, we are here at this secret skirmish at an undisclosed secret location. Game number 2 of duos.
Nick, no.
We had Tfue and Demo take game number 1.
I mean, not Mehmet, Rhino's going to join.
Can't wait to see how they fare in this game. But we're looking at Nick Merckx here. Nick Merckx is arguably, Kitty, and I know you're going to agree with this, one of the best controller players in this lobby. He's so just methodical with his shots, and not only is he very mechanically gifted, but he makes excellent rotations and excellent decisions. So him and his partner, Harmful, I think are going to fare very well today in this duos tournament. We have Dakota kind of sneaking up a little bit on him here. But this is, I think, at this point, just going to be, you know, a little bit of a turtle war again.
A little bit of a south standoff. They do have that rift secured. They are camping it, waiting for the next zone to pop, and now they need to make a decision. When are they going to use that? Are they going to take this time? Oh, and it looks like soon, because the other team above them decides to use it and make the decision for them. And now they're taking the rift and probably looking to take that best position advantage. Where do they want it? Do they want original high ground? Do they want to make their own builds, or do they want to take advantage of another team that's already built and build on top of them? And you see Harmful pushing up to the base of this build with Blind, who we saw who did excellent at the event, and built their structure. Now they're going to look to take some shots on the enemy teams, pushing into the zone.
And you know what, while we're sitting here kind of waiting for everyone to get into the next circle, why don't we talk to Cypher about some of the mid-game highlights that we've seen so far?
Absolutely, guys. We got some early action with
Kurt told me he'd be on that
Lazy Lake. Ziff takes out Devious, and Posy is holding the high ground right here on top of Monster. They both pressure him from different angles, and they get these first two elims to start off round 2 of the Secret Skirmish. Great play, great positioning for both these players. Over here, we have Sheep in a 1v2 situation against Grenades and Nate Hill. He takes out Grenades and Thurston for the shield, and then after getting into a bit of a build fight with Nate Hill from the low ground, he's looking for that angle. Eventually, he takes out Nate Hill with the SMG spray into the pump shotgun shot. Very amazing play from Sheep. 1v2 against 2 of the best players in the world. Guys, let's go back to the casters to continue game 2.
Yeah, and there we have Sheep in Junction, still alive. He does not have a teammate, but that didn't seem to matter in that last engagement, so it's going to be interesting to see what strategy he decides to take moving forward.
Sheep is looking very, very confident. We were, you know, like I said, talking to some of the players yesterday. Sheep comes into these land settings, and he just is very calculated, clinical. He doesn't let things get to him too much. So having Dopai kind of out of this match, I don't really think it's going to affect him very much at all.
No, not at all. And right away we see
51
players still remaining. It looks like they're building a new tilted towers here in Junction. And looks like Sheep has found his way onto a legendary RPG, which you can only achieve now from the
text me if you want to play or stuff. You want to talk to me.
One that I really like.
I'll be back on in like an hour.
And you see him watching that wall. He knows other players on the other side of it. You see the little breaks coming in, and he's going to make sure that as soon as that goes down, he's going to get his own wall there and not be edited on by his opponent.
And we're taking a look at Germ down here in the bottom right-hand corner of this screen. He is also playing a solo game at this point. Kitty, what do? You're alone, your partner's taken out. How do you navigate that? How do you really, you know, take that game? It's not impossible to do. We've seen it done so many times. Give me a tip.
I think you play it out exactly the same way. Make sure you're getting those great rotations, and you have no one to watch your back, but these guys know how to build. They're very, very talented solo players, so he's just going to make sure that he gets in his zone, he feels comfortable, and he relaxes. There's no pressure on him to fight. He really wants to be getting those placement points and taking advantage of that. So you'll see him just here turtle up, take advantage of the chaos of the 47 players that are left in this 5th zone. And yeah, I think he's just looking to make a little bit of noise now, get those edits, and just make sure that he knows who is where and not put himself in a bad situation.
Yeah, definitely. Now we can see here shots are starting to just fly around the map. Things are going to start getting way more chaotic as the next circle closes in. Here we go. This is it. This is the moment. This is what all of these players are in scrims doing every night, training for this exact moment. We have Kayuzi there, Vide. We've got Mateus hunkered down in a structure as well. Psychic, Persecute, also in a metal structure. Everyone kind of just wanting to take shots, but you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself at this point, because all it takes is one other player to notice your head peeking out, and you will be sent back to the lobby.
Oh, and right into that 1v1 of Bizzle, one of my favorite players. He's already done 471 damage this game. His partner, Triggy Soares, is a controller gang player, and I think the two of these matched together is going to be amazing. Bizzle is known for his great strategy, his clear rotations, and his great game sense. So having a teammate like Triggy to help him secure those eliminations is going to really do well for him. But and these guys are sitting on a rift. That is an ideal situation. And Sheep able to pick up another elimination, or 2 more eliminations since we've seen him. Absolutely outstanding solo gameplay.
Like we said, he does have that RPG, does have the compact SMG and the shotgun. He is going to be able to heal up to 75 with the bandages at this point. But Bizzle and Triggy utilizing, like you said, that rift to go to gain high ground on all of these players, and they still have a launch pad on top of that. So mobility going into these end circles is very important. Bizzle and Triggy Soares, they got it.
Yeah, Bizzle is meticulous. He loves the high ground, and you can see him talking a lot. He is making most, if not all, of the in-game calls right now for his teammate. And like whenever we go to these high ground spectators, it is almost always Bizzle that has that high ground. And you see him making a push over, and nobody really noticing that he's up there right now. There's a little bit of chaos now that the zone is going to be a moving one. And you see everyone down below. Mid-ground, high ground, low ground. Everyone doing their best to get to zone. And hopefully get some tags on these guys as they make their rotate.
Yeah, Bizzle trying to take shots to, you know, when you are using your glider or your umbrella, you are vulnerable for a moment. So Bizzle really trying to capitalize on that, get as much damage as he can. Even if he doesn't get a knock or an elimination, it doesn't matter. This is endgame. All you want to do is try to apply pressure, try to get damage on your opponents. It doesn't matter if you get the elimination or the knock. You're wanting to apply pressure so that later on, they're just easy targets to be taking out.
Yeah, there's no way that these guys are getting the revive now with these moving zones as well. So that knock pretty much equates to an elimination. And we see Ronaldo and Saf, who currently have 5 eliminations, taking advantage of the stink grenades and the clingers. 1 more elimination is going to put them in that 2-point range for the main board.
And they just got it. And there it is. Saf secured it. So
speak of the devil, these guys.
Look at you. You are just, I mean, you're...
Oh, and Bizzle, Triggy, like I was saying earlier, that firepower. When you put a controller player on the high ground like that, especially one as amazing as Triggy Soares, he is going to be getting those eliminations. And these guys are now at 7 eliminations, heading towards that big bonus territory after that 8th. Amazing job.
I mean,
and ultimate high ground. Like, what did I say? These guys.
You've got the premonitions today, Kitty. Would you want to make a prediction right now? Right now.
Bizzle.
Bizzle. All right, she called it. Let's see if she's right.
Right there you go. Triggy getting another elimination on Kiwi Face. Just totally dominating the field, blanketing across, and now opting to drop down a little bit more. See, Bizzle is so great at this. He knows exactly when he needs to drop down just that little bit. And when things are starting to get a little bit scary, you never want to hold ultimate high ground when there's not as many players. Now there's down to 4 players. It is Triggy versus, I think, Ronaldo and Saf still. And these two 2v2 situation, and this matchup absolutely insane.
Triggy is going to drop down a little bit.
Takes out Saf.
He takes out Saf, however. Triggy does go down. But it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Bizzle is down. Triggy. Oh my goodness.
He got it.
Do I get extra points for that? I mean,
I think you just won the duos tournament. I think we just give it to Kitty at this point.
Wow.
Everybody watching at home, put it down in a notebook somewhere. Kitty's got the premonitions. She's got them.
And can we talk about the fact that in game 1 we saw Demo win, and now it's Bizzle winning. Here's the final moments if you missed them. Triggy knocking Saf, Ronaldo coming through and getting the knock on Triggy, but Bizzle with that high ground, able to take advantage of the rotation from Ronaldo into the storm, knowing exactly where he's pushing and getting that clean pump shot on him. I think we're just about to see this, and boom.
There it is.
Oh my gosh, congratulations to Bizzle, the teammate of Demo. Absolutely incredible job. Bizzle. So proud of these two.
Bizzle.
I love when I look smart.
Oh, come on.
As I stutter through that. Yeah, it was, great job, you two. Great job. That was such a pleasure to watch.
That was absolutely incredible. Let's kind of talk about, you know, how that final circle shaped up. You know, there was so much chaos, but the fact that Bizzle was able, like you said, to remain so calm and so calculated, that is what makes you a competitive player. That's what makes you an excellent Fortnite player, is if in those moments you're not rattled, you stay calm, and you can just, you know, move your way and navigate your way through the final moments. And, you know, you saw it. His interaction was just stone cold.
That's what happens when you play thousands and thousands of these scrim games. You become like a robot. Bizzle is so talented. But I want to know what else happened in the match. Cypher, can you tell us a little bit about that game?
Here showcasing some of the moments that you guys might have missed. Let's go ahead and take a look. Starting off with our boy Dementos getting the first elim of the round against Tom Dez on the edge of the map near the mansion. And then over here, we also have Morgassi on the edge of the map in a very weird position, but he is securing this thirst that he just got on Cease. Later in the game, he takes out Legendine with a clean, heavy AR headshot. And also tag teaming with his teammate, taking out and trying to put pressure on Landjock. Sheep by himself pretty much this entire match, getting his 5th elim right here on Fulmer and his partner, using the rocket launcher from the low ground. Triggy Swords using the rocket launcher on the high ground. This is one of the best combinations you can have. However, Nolan, the champion of the Winter Royale, ends up getting taken out in the late game with a rocket launcher from Weefo. Guys, Nolan was the winner of the Winter Royale competition. We have a little video talking with him earlier today. Let's go ahead and take a look.
My name is... If I won this one, that'd be crazy. It would definitely like solidify myself as a top player. That's what I want. My playstyle, I usually just play for placement. Hop in a plane, get rifts, get stuff like that. Just play for late game every time. My family supports me all the way. You know, when I won the Winter Royale, I was already downstairs. They're all celebrating with me. It was awesome.
Congratulations to your Winter Royale winner. It is Nolan.
They really support me and my dreams of becoming a professional esports player. Before, I was just like an underdog. Nobody expected me to win anything, but now, after I won that, people are expecting me to go, you know, back to back. Oh, yeah, there's definitely a lot more pressure on me. If I would give advice to other players trying to make it in the pro scene, I would definitely prioritize my time, you know, in open qualifiers, like Pablo Cups. Make your name, get your name out there any way possible, and anything can happen.
Secret Skirmish.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Secret Skirmish. We're switching things up. It's Zeke with Cypher.
Hey!
Let's get it. Zypher,
Zypher,
PK, that's your boys here on the desk. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in and you missed the first 2 games,
love them
where have you been? All right, it's Valentine's Day, I get it, but Secret Skirmish stuff is happening.
I mean, we're talking about Fortnite players here, so you guys got to sit back, watch, you know, bring your Valentines with you. That's fine, you know.
That chair
Let's go ahead and
needs to
take a
be
look at the
fixed,
standings after those first 2 games.
Standings time right here. Coming in, number 1, Bizzle and Triggy Swords after that phenomenal game. They jump up 7 places to find themselves in the number 1 spot, pushing back Demo and Tifu. They won game 1, and they're saying, listen, step aside. You've got a new pack leader. Right
14 elims for them. It seems like elims are rewarding players with the points that they need to get on top.
That's right. Bowman, Vivid, they're in 3rd. Ronaldo and Sap, they're in 4th. And Persecute and Psychic coming up in number 5th. I mean, even someone like Jade Truth and Weefo, look at them jumping up 32 places with their performance. And that's only with 2 points, Cypher. We're hopping into game number 3, so points still up for grabs.
Every round counts, guys. Even if you have a rough start, if you have one good game, you can secure yourself a place in the top 10 very easily.
Now, what do you think, man? You have like a duo that's kind of caught your eye?
I think Kayun and Tyler 15 definitely have something to bring to the table. Tyler 15 performed really well in the Winter Royale, and Kayun is just a strong competitor overall. You better look out for them.
Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to hop into game. Of course, don't forget, we've got Share the Love going on. We've got a hashtag of Secret Skirmish to use. Send the love. Send it to a friend. Also, we have a lot of cool things that will be kind of diving into as the day goes on. Player packages,
and
little things.
Don't forget to use your favorite creator's creator code, because that will get you a free skin wrap.
It will. Me and Golden will actually swap. I sent him the glide this morning. He sent it to me. And I was
oh,
like,
nice.
Thanks, man. It's really nice of him. Yeah.
No one sent me anything yet.
Well, I got you. After this game, me and you. We're Cypher PK. We'll see the light of day. But guys, it's time. Game number 3 here on the day. Secret skirmish time. Bus is on the way. Flying in from Jump Junction down toward Pueblo. The players have left, man. They're out and about.
Yeah, I'm wondering if in this game 3 people are going to switch up their strategy or they're going to stick to what works. Sometimes switching it up can be useful, but sometimes sticking to your guns will pay off if you figure out what's working and what's not working with your current landing spot.
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys, this is randomized duos. We got all 100 players, randomly assigned them their duo partner and said, good luck, it's time to show up and play. And man, the action has not disappointed.
Yeah, by now, some of these players should start forming a bit of a stronger bond with each other, considering some of these guys are playing with each other for the very first time.
Yeah.
Maybe they're, you know, they got different landing spots, different tempos that they like to play at, and now they just kind of have to fuse into one tempo that works for both players.
That's right, man, and already off the bat, we're seeing players start to lock down locations. Obviously, Tilted Towers is going to be quite the hotspot. Looking in right now, you can see Aiden, but where is Butters, though? Is he close by? He's still alive. Looks to be okay.
He's got some shields on him. That's really good. Aiden is currently looking for some minis or a slurp, chug jug, anything can help at this point. He still has the entirety of this apartment building to loot. It doesn't seem like there's anybody in the building with him. Hopefully he will find the shields that he is looking for.
That's right, man. I really want to see these two face off. Aiden versus Nick Merckx.
I've
seen it a little bit, but it hasn't quite panned out in the way that, at least me personally, I'm looking for it to go down, right?
There's that chug jug, clutch chug jug from Butter. Is Nick Merckx? He is in Tilted Towers. I assumed maybe he might switch things up, but he's still committing to it, and I like to see that.
Listen, man, Controller Gang represent. They're saying meet up in Tilted. Time to battle it out. Best man wins.
Yeah, they love landing here.
And then we face off against everyone else still left in the lobby, but that's okay. Nick Merckx, you see him? It looks like, okay, he's all the way here near the clock tower. Okay,
yeah, so they're opting to land in the corner of Tilted. It's a little bit more secure. You can't get pushed from both sides when you're landing in that corner building, so it's a bit of a safer drop. However, you do give up the central position and the high ground that is offered from the apartment building or the center big building of Tilted Towers.
Yeah, we're seeing people
so
start to fight things out, but let's see where Nolan and his buddy Armand are. There looks like they're facing up against Base Soldier and Dementos. We saw Cleaver get thrown to blow up an RV there on the right.
Now we got a great AR.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, look at the loadout. It's not ideal. I mean, he has 2 rounds, or 2 mags, rather. That's okay, but all you have to do with to apply pressure with is that AR. It's not really what you want.
And only 4 builds, 5 builds now. So Dementos and Base Soldier, but the Base Soldier is missing half of his health in this fight. Dementos is sitting up top with 150, so that is a pretty big advantage for Armand and Nolan. They just don't really have the weapon loadout right now to put pressure on them.
You see Dementos drops a few bandages. He says, all right, Base Soldier, you need to be the soldier to carry me through this battle. Armand here looking to just maybe playing things, you know, a little slow here. I like that Nolan and Armand, though they saw Fate was pretty low, they weren't just like, let's go full send, you know, they're just respecting these players. Again, guys, it's 100 of the best players across the competitive scene.
So they're pretty far away from the safe zone right now, and this landing spot in particular, usually it can provide enough loot for just 1 set of duos, but 2 people here fighting for this landing spot isn't really a big payout for the winner anyways. So either these guys have to make quick work of each other, or one of them needs to disengage and just leave and go try to find loot elsewhere.
We see that team just bailed. They're like, you know what? Cypher called it. We need to leave some Base Soldier.
I think that's definitely the smart thing to do in the situation. Both set of players don't really have anything, but over here we have Vicaros and Naga Ops in a fight with Ronaldo and Sap.
We see the dualies come out. That is going to be Ronaldo. Looks like he's going down. Sap left to fend for himself, and now he's a little bit on the back foot. We're going to see the Rams and 90 start to come out as they try to isolate Sap and shut him down. Vicaro's still super low.
Here
so he's going to try, he's going to confirm this, give that health back over to Vicaros if he can. He's got eyes on Sap. The dualies putting in that work. Not enough. He has no more ammo. Okay, so he has a second pair of dualies. This is getting really crazy right now.
They've got to be careful. Everybody's got really low health here. Even though it's 1v2, Saf could easily turn this around.
Oh, let's go! Yeah!
Dives down on Saf. Now, wow, that was actually super close.
No,
Saf could have, he could have made that play. But thankfully, Naga was like, look, bro, I got you 10 rounds total in my dualies. We're going to make this happen.
See, this is kind of what happens when two set of teams land in spots that usually provide good loot for just one set of teams. Even though they won that fight, they do have to do a lot more looting.
Looks like Nate Hill and Grenades found themselves some players here. Now, they only have one elimination, so it looks like they might have just cleaned up a fight. And that's going to be huge, man.
Yeah. It seems like the other player's teammate was already eliminated, or he's somewhere else, because I don't see anybody else near them on the map. Luckily for them, they do have some extra healing.
Yeah, look, up top, Viking Village, Siren and his duo up there.
87.
I mean, this is good, right?
Why so many people
that's
getting
still
killed?
Okay. You know, you have that med kit if you need it. We
saw
them pop off there.
Like
and then we have just
90
extra ammo, and now
in the last circle.
Time to make rotations.
Yeah, just getting that first elim can be a big confidence boost for your duo. Putting a point
look
on the
how
board.
fast it's going down.
A limb on the board, and that can lead to more points down through the game. So definitely is a big confidence boost getting that first elimination. Looks like they're rotating into Frozen Greasy Girl, but there is a team already there in the center.
Wow, immediately you see Nate Hill walk all the way back to Grenades. He's like, look, I see a duo here in front of me. I don't know who it is, but I want to take this action.
I think it might be Sheep and his partner, because that is where they fought last game, and Nate Hill and his partner ended up getting eliminated 1v2 versus Sheep. So maybe they're going to play this one a little bit slower.
Yeah, he's like, I got to show respect where respect is due.
So it's not Sheep, but they don't know that. They might think that it is Sheep.
But now over here we got Frosty, we got Sean, and look how many people are here. They've built themselves a replica of Tilted Towers on this house. Much smaller though, still, it's a nice replica.
A lot of teams near Salty. It's going to be closer to the center of the map, so the circle usually is in your favor. You just got to make sure you get looted. But with all these players here, we can expect some action or some disengaging happening very soon.
I like that we see Sean utilizing this infantry rifle released today. And he's already adapted to his playstyle, right? 41, 43, 45 as far as raring goes to the body. Headshot is double damage for those. So,
it is projectile-based, but it is very accurate. It has a little bit of recoil. In the hands of a really good player, you can take out somebody from a distance very quickly.
It's interesting they're not really looking to fight. It feels like the game's a little slower right now.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still 86 players alive. 14 players went down so far. People are playing a little bit slower. They want to make it to the end game before they start committing to these elims. They also want to be comfortable with their loadout. Sometimes, you know, if you do have that rocket launcher or a hand cannon, you might want to make that play. But early on, if you don't have that power weapon, you don't really want to risk it.
Yeah,
looks like Kevy1 and Jo do not want to risk it. They're walking away from this fight. We got the rockets coming out, stinkers out. Jo, Kevy disengaging, and Sean and Frosty are...
They scare them away with that. I mean, that wasn't really going to do too much damage. It does make a lot of noise. It attracts people from around them, so they were just like, let's get out of here before it gets a little too crazy.
But look at the mini-map right now. I mean, look how many people are on. And look, Dementos is actually on a supply crate. This could be huge because with the recent change, RPGs could come out of there.
And it looks like Kevy doesn't want to give them the supply crate. Looks like he's debating on whether he should use these clingers on the supply crate. Ronin flying over the top, taking a few hits from Kevy.
He's immediately just wrapped around this little structure
here. Comes the clingers.
Oh, the clingers are out. Dementos
needs to move.
He starts to build down, and there's just clingers being rained down from the sky. He's going to be okay, but he has to back away from the supply drop entirely.
Absolutely, and that was a really good play from Kevy. But they're getting rotated on right now.
Sean tried to get cheeky. Kevy1 responds with a massive blue pump to the face there. And now Sean is left to fend for himself. Rotation starts to happen.
Oh,
Kevy's punished. He tries to go for the window edit, but Frosty's
Oh, man, that is tough. Frosty predicted that he was going to make that edit. Sometimes you got to be careful when you're opening a window like that. Your opponent can shoot you back, even if that is your wall, and that's exactly what just happened. Kevy down, and J-Mock is left to fend for himself. However, J-Mock is very healthy compared to Frosty and Sean. and there are other players nearby, so it's not really like a 2v1 situation, because if they do start pushing J-Mok, Dementos and Base Soldier could easily rotate on them.
It looks like Dementos and Base Soldier actually didn't want it. They just kind of walked back into the town there, maybe looking to find some additional loot. They're pretty far from the storm, so not the direction you want to be moving in, but Jo is going to have to make something happen.
They're launch padding right now, actually. So they go over the top, and now it's Jo left by himself with Sean and Frosty.
They're going to fly right by Poach and Tendons as well. Looks like shots are going to come out, but Nick Merckx, the man, the myth, the legend, here with Harmful. Looks like Paytech and Overpeak want a little bit of this action.
Yeah, I don't think they noticed that they're right behind him. Here comes the shots. Only hitting him once for 25 shield. They're still very healthy.
It says you are happy or not
Just laying down a few shots, nothing crazy. I like this. You know, in a lot of situations, you want to try and take as many shots as you can. Recognizing when to conserve. Massive props here.
And then if he kills them and takes damage, like
Nick Merckx taking a little bit more damage, but he's going to be able to pop off these mini shields. And he's opting for the Chug Jug. And, you know, that's probably smart because it takes 15 seconds. So you're usually not going to be able to pop that unless there's some downtime.
He's committed to it. He's going full send. He's like, I'm going to need this extra shield. And now, here's the thing, man. Harmful's left to kind of hold off these two in front of him. Look at this mini-map. Yeah. All right, there's people everywhere.
And Harmful's doing a great job just staying aggressive, staying in their face. Even though, you know, Nick Merckx was popping that Chug Jug, he didn't want them to know that he was popping that, so he just kept pushing them, and he allowed him to get that Chug Jug off. And they're now pushing from both sides, taking out
Overpeak. Come on!
Partner Pate 1K.
Nice.
Absolutely amazing play from Nick Merckx and Harmful. Great positioning, great understanding of when to push and how to look like the bigger duo in this fight.
That extra shield there that he committed for from that Chug Jug paid out dividends. His health, he might have actually gone down. And now it's okay, right? He gets the extra 50 health, which in this case is shield from that elimination, right? They can make upgrades, they find mats, ammo. And here's the thing, Dementos and Base Soldier, they don't actually even want it. They hear the action, they're like, look, this storm wall right now is at our back. Yeah. We gotta hightail it out of here now.
Harmful and Nick, they're not stopping. They smell blood, and they actually did get a shot on Base Soldier, and they both know now that Base Soldier does not have shields because he did get that white damage. But that was a really big 2v2 for them because they secured their first point of this match with 4 limbs right there. They've got the Rift to go. They've got a good loadout. They've got shields. Base Soldier is still over there with Dementos. Neither of them have shields, and it doesn't look like they have any. And Base Soldier's in the storm right now still.
Yeah, he's not good. He has literally had to walk back in a storm to get himself to safety. That's how much things are looking pretty dire for him, I'll be honest.
One AR shot to Base Soldier from either Tendons and Poach or Nick Merckx and Harmful will take him out here. And I think they know that they're weak. They came out of the storm. They've hit him a few times. They know they don't have shields. This is a really bad spot for Dementos and Base Soldier. However, Nick Merckx and Harmful can't push because of the fact that Tendons and Poach are on top, and they could capitalize off of that push.
65 people.
They absolutely could. Keep in mind, though, they do have that Rift to go. They can bail when they need to, and they know this, so they're applying as much pressure to Dementos and Base Soldier as they can. They've got the ammo camp to do it.
Here it comes.
Down shots.
Tendons and Poach. Just like I said, they're going to go ahead and prevent Harmful Nick Merckx from securing these limbs. They do want to save that Rift to go for the late game. They do have 4 launch pads. Harmful is carrying 4 launch pads himself, and they're probably going to use that to get into the circle and save the Rift to go for the later circles when the circle is moving far into the storm.
Yeah, absolutely. Over the hill, though, Poach, Tendons, it looks like they're backing away. They have no eliminations, man. They need to try and work for something. Those elimination points are super, super valuable.
Yeah, and I think Dementos just got knocked. I'm not entirely sure who knocked Dementos, but Base Soldier is going to go ahead and leave him alone.
And now he's going to put a shot down. That was a nice
infantry rifle.
Nice.
Putting in so much work. It was Poach that took down Base Soldier, so this is going to see 2 eliminations over him. 2 more, and that's a point for them on the board. And now they're just looking to make it safely into the current safe circle.
There we go. They secured those 2 limbs. They still have 2 Rift to goes. They're trying to get into the circle. Poach and Tendons have the kit to make it to the end game and potentially take the W here.
Aggress here. This is Nick Merckx that they're going to be facing off against. Can Poach make something happen? Harmful is down below, so now obviously they're going to try and take the high ground. Nick Merckx playing it slow. He's like, listen, man, I got to make my way back to you. I like this. He did get punished, but it's okay. They're back together.
Yeah, you notice the tempo that Poach and Tendons have. They pushed really, really fast and aggressively to take the high ground, but once they took it, they slowed down because they understand they need to make it to the end game, and they respect these players and understand that any fight they get into could be their last fight of the round. So they're going to go ahead and slow it down, have the high ground. They know Nick Merckx and Harmful are underneath them, but they're not really looking to make an aggressive play. You'll notice Poach, you know, he only has 13 shots in his gray AR. He has a gray SMG and a green pump. That's not a really good loadout.
Go to my channel
so,
and go to videos.
You know, if you're looking to fight with that, you better either be really confident or know that your opponents are very weak.
That's right. Now, before we get into more action, I think we're going to need to call in an expert here to catch us up on those mid-game highlights. Bala, what you got for us, my friend?
Thank you, Zeke. As players are starting to rack up these points, let's look at the story of Nick Merckx and Harmful here outside of Tilted. They find Sheep and Dopey trying to rotate with that quad crasher, but they're going to actually break it.
No!
Sheep and Dopey to fall to gravity. They're going to be able to pick up some loot here, which is a launch pad and stuff, and items like that, which is going to help them further. But here's Swyfo getting contested in that yonder yard. He's going to be able to take out Mystic, and they're having a little bit of trouble versus them as J-Truth is down, but he's going to be able to pick him up. And now back to Nick Merckx and Harmful. They actually chase down Aiden outside of Tilted as Aiden tries to escape. He's not going to be able to. Here's Harmful and Nick just pressuring that front. It's not going to be enough for Aiden to hold, get through that wall. And there it is. They're going to go ahead and pick up a Rift to go, a launch pad.
I don't find it fair to go score because
Nick Merckx taking out Aiden in 2 of the games.
So it doesn't
getting some of that revenge, some of that sweet revenge. Now, he didn't eliminate him in Tilted Towers, and that's kind of part of the process of transferring the ownership of Tilted Towers. You have to eliminate the opponent in Tilted. It looks like they just used their Rift to go to get into the circle. Poach and Tendons are going to go ahead and just recycle that Rift and save their 2 that they have, and that's a great payoff for them.
Yes, Tifu's still in the game.
Vinny and Margassi being gate kept. They have to rely on a launch pad to get themselves to safety, and all eyes are on them. Shots are going to be coming through. They need to build like the wind right now to keep themselves safe.
They are in the circle right now, so they're probably going to hold their ground. This is not a good position to be in, though, on a downhill slope with a lot of players holding the high ground. And it doesn't seem like they have a lot of mobility on them. So on this next rotation, it could get a little tricky for Vinny and Margassi.
Yeah.
Still at 58 players. Guys at home, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Secret Skirmish. Super happy you're here joining us here on Valentine's Day as well.
You know, I'm surprised
in game number 3 of the Secret Skirmish duo format. Randomized duos. That's right.
Well, Tifu's on the hill.
In big
Tifu is on the hill.
Demo and Tifu in game 1. Pop up
Look
in
at that
bonus.
position they have.
I thought Tifu would have been with Clexy
as well, but over to the action cipher. Looks like Homer putting out shots.
Mosi seems to be by himself. Chap is down. And I think
I thought Clexy would have played with Tifu.
I mean, listen, man, there's chaos everywhere. This is what happens when you put 100 of the best players in the competition in one lobby and see who get out.
They got banned.
Like, not banned, but not allowed to play with friends. High up on the snow peak over here. And
maybe that's why he's not.
Guess who's up there?
Not playing with Tifu.
We got DMO and Tifu close to the high ground. Really good positioning for the game 1.
I would really expect
That's right. I mean, this is what they do best. And now, I mean, check it out, man. We still have plenty of people left. 50 players, and it's about to get super claustrophobic there. The distance we see Gross go down.
Kiwi Face trying to save him.
Doing everything he can. Yeah. And Takata as well taking shots. And I mean, look, Poksy's like, listen, I want some of this action. That loadout right now, Cypher, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, man.
He fortunately for him, he does have the 2 launch pads and the Rift to go, but he needs to secure on a limb and trade out some of his goods because gray SMG, you know, luckily for him, he's got the purple pump, but that's about the only thing working for him besides mobility. And
a little secret stash. Okay, so he knew something we didn't, and that was that he had a secret stash. Fair, that's fair. I'll give you that.
Not the best stash, but he got something out of it.
Better than nothing.
Absolutely.
And now Kai's.
Pay attention to that zip line. I wonder if anyone's going to use it to move around as the circle closes up.
You know, you could, but it's like really dangerous. Now, keep in mind with this patch, we have the fall damage immunity. So, like, once you hop on, you can hop off and save. But at the same time, it's a very, it's a very, like, pronounced sound that plays, and everyone kind of knows exactly where to look.
But you never know with all this chaos.
This is what I like to see.
Look at this launch pad play.
45 players in the second last circle.
Oh, they don't even have to use launch pad.
Yeah, this is what I want to see.
But they're getting it prepped.
They prepped it.
Yeah.
He was just testing. He's like, is it launch? It
Does
does.
it work?
I like it. The thing is, above them, though,
they're in the last circle.
And there's going to be a lot of players above them, so I don't even know if this is
another move.
I think they're trying to check right now. But I can see them jumping on this and just hitting another build right on top of them.
I mean, yeah, man, I feel like they may have jumped on a little bit. Look, here looking to line up shots. He's got Jay Cuddy in line of sight. He's going to tag him once. I mean, they need to make something happen. No eliminations, and Chaps is gone.
A little bit of pressure now on Cloaksy. I guess he's made himself a little bit of a target. But he's putting so much pressure on people. Look at those headshots on Marksman. Double 60 with the gray AR. He knows he's weak, and he knows he needs to get some elims right here.
But look who's still in the fight. Nick Merckx and Harmful, they have 4 eliminations together. Cloaksy going to the skies here. He's going to try and reposition. This is going to be really tough. This is an uphill battle for him, having to fight by himself. And look how many players still remain. 38 in the lobby.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got enough materials. He's still holding on to his rip to go as a last-ditch effort. So, you know, let's see if Cloaksy can do this thing by himself.
Yeah.
Cloaksy, you're just tuning in. Welcome, Secret Skirmish time. Duos, randomized teams. That's right. Over the final moments, Demo here looking to get to safety. Almost punished by Cloaksy. Did not quite work out.
40 damage. He'll still be alive. He'll recover. But it looks like TQ and DMO are holding the low ground really well right now. Jay gets taken out right there, but with 4 limbs, they secure at least 1 point. Bizzle and Tricky, currently 0 limbs each, are using their Rift to go. They might go for the high ground here. Bizzle is an expert at taking the high ground and keeping it, and that's how he's won a lot of his previous competitions. So let's see what they're going to opt out for. It looks like they're going for the mid ground here because the high ground was a little bit too contested for them.
Oh man, Bizzle swoops down, and he was okay, but Tricky took a bunch of damage there in the green. Over at Nick Merckx as well. They have 6 eliminations. This is massive points.
Oh,
Nick Merckx, 6 eliminations.
Yes.
Still massive here in game number 2. And now we've got Cloaksy here trying to hang on for dear life. Bizzle. These guys, I don't know how it is they always manage to slip by undetected, but they're going to look to make that high ground.
This circle's going up the mountain. It's going to be really tough for these players. You need a Rift to go, you need a launch pad, or you need a lot of building to get up this mountain. A lot of players might go down to the storm here if they're not careful.
It's good the players get lots of mats.
Up on the left, recycle people's builds, and immediately they're going up in the high ground. 33 builds. We're down to top 8
look.
Sofen Bosic holding the high ground, but Cease and his partner might be challenging it with this launch pad play. Is Cease going to land inside? He goes and dips into the storm, trying to make a little bit of a juke, but did not work in his favor. Gets shot. He has a lot of heals. He's going for the
nice.
His optics just go for limbs instead of healing as a way to heal himself.
Right now he's using shield. That's good.
Massive. He could potentially top out shield 1. That's 1
Great
14
shot, but he got to get out of the storm.
That's enough to find us down. If he gets to confirm this, he just has to wait it out. They'll fall to the storm.
Great shots, great positioning. Absolutely amazing play from Cease. That is 7 limbs.
Oh my god, he won it. He won it.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot believe that he was so weak, and he spent half the time in the storm there at the end, but his positioning was perfect, and he picked off the right players.
They played very well. They played very well.
That's very difficult to do, all right? He made every decision he needed to set himself up for that win. We'll go back and take a look at those final moments here. So again, we want to watch Cease here in the bottom left. You see Sofa and Tennis go toe-to-toe, and he was just in the position, right? He was coming around the corner. They happened to take each other out.
He was out of materials too.
He really was. It could have gone either way. He dips down around and he puts a shot down, and that's it.
Can't see how much
that's enough to get the win. Now he did have 7 eliminations by himself.
That's 3 points for the eliminations, 3 points for the victory royale. No bonus points, but you know, that's still a really great game right there.
An absolutely monstrous showing, especially when you have to face off against other players like this in this setting. By yourself, the pressure's way more intense. Cease locks it up.
You've got next. Sifu didn't win, unfortunately.
Just being able to be in that situation, have those shields and low health, and decide, hey, I'm not going to stop to try to heal. I'm going to go for a limbs. This is what I have to do. And he gets those limbs. He fills up his health a little bit and secures the limb at the end.
That was enough to see it through. Let's take a look at the standings, because Cypher, I think you're going to be shocked. We actually have a dynamic, 2 sets of dynamic duos here that are tied for number 1, Demo, Tfue, and Bizzle and Triggy Soars. Both with 10 total points. Demo and Tfue have 2 more eliminations, but hey, that performance from game number 2.
No surprise there. Demo and Bizzle both known for their end game finishes, and they're on the top right here with the most limbs as well.
And Cease, I mean, oh my goodness, jumping up 43 places to find themselves in 3rd place by himself, mind you. So now Lips is probably thinking, first of all, thank you for the carry. Second of all, bro, thank you for boosting our morale, because we're going to just carry this into game 4.
Look at the total limbs is 7, and they only had 7 that game. So they start off their first 2 games with 0 limbs, most likely eliminated off the drop. And now with the 3rd game going in their favor, they come out and secure 3rd place. That's what I'm talking about, man. Every game counts. You can have your moment. You just got to go for it.
Yeah,
refresh.
I mean, look at this leaderboard. Things are continuing to shake out. Now, I gotta know, man. Listen, I think what we need to do is we need to send it over to Courage, who is standing by with both of these duos. Courage, I mean, over to you. I mean, what else am I supposed to say here?
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Fantastic cast. Yes, I'm down on the floor. We're halfway through today's action. Obviously, Tfue, Demo, Bizzle, Triggy, Soars. What a start to today so far. We heard from you guys earlier. I want to swap over here first.
Right, Toby,
performance so far, fantastic. You guys are neck and neck in that 1st place spot.
Yeah.
How's this duo been working so far?
Oh, I see it.
It's working great. I thought there'd be an issue with grouping up together, but he's always with me. He's a great teammate, and he's hitting all the shots. It's awesome. Where he's getting all the kills, and it's just working out awesome.
Oh, for sure. Now, obviously, we're seeing great teamwork from you both, but, you know, the big talk of the town, Tfue. Another time where you got a great partner who just seems to be getting all these eliminations. What's working right now for this duo?
We're just getting really good loot, really good mats, planes, mats, posted up, you know, checking every vending machine, trying to get as much launch pads or rifts as possible, just trying to get as much movement as we can. If we don't get movement, we're just rushing people.
Hey, it looks like it's working up to this point now. Obviously, the major update coming on in. What's been your favorite part, Triggy, of the new update that you guys have been playing on today?
That they put the aim assist back to normal. That's my favorite part.
Okay, so simple as that. So you're still able to fry people on the controller there. Now back over to the side, Demo. Who haven't you gotten to face yet that you want to get in a battle with to just take them down, maybe take the L dance on them?
Maybe these 2 right here. I don't really know. Other than that, I guess they're the only 2 competitors left. So.
Oh wow! All right, you hear it there. Obviously, your Ghost teammate there. And any words back for him?
Nah, if there's anyone else that I would want to win, it's my duo, and we're just great friends.
See, Valentine's Day, love is in the air. Fantastic stuff. Thank you guys for joining me. We're going to send it back out over to our casters.
Oh, so guys, sweet. You can't do it. Don't come back to me yet. I'm crying. No, that's really awesome, though. A lot of respect coming out of both these players, and it's really cool to be like, hey, look, if I can't win, my duo's going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see. And it's good to see that, you know, even though both of them aren't playing on the same team this time, they're both still sitting up top on the leaderboards.
And still having a great time doing it. Now, we saw a lot of action in that game, so let's hop over to Bala, who's going to help break down some of these plays. Bala, what's going on, man?
I love to see these 2 duos go at it and be tied together at the same time. Both of them playing together and doing well. Bizzle and Demo, they're duos and they're doing work. But we're going to take a look at some of Demo and Tfue's games since they're also up there. Here's Demo and Tfue first in that first game. You see High Sky, if you pause it right here, High Sky actually drops down and it's Tfue onto High Sky first. He knocks him and you can go ahead and roll it here as we continue. This is the game 1 that they won. And
wait,
they're going to follow up onto High Sky and
first
game? Up above. He takes him out with the shotgun down below. There it is.
Come on.
And then Psalm up above. They're going to do a nice pitch to get up onto the high ground. You can see he drops down, and they're both going to pressure right at the same time, both together right there. And if you pause it right here, he drops to the side and jumps off the ramp and takes out Psalm. Go ahead and roll it from here. Off to the side and takes out Psalm with the headshot. Nice play there. We're into game number 3, where they're starting to get nice placements, nice average placements here towards the end zone up in that northwest corner. It's going to be Tfue trying to take all these shots on all these players that had such a good zone position, and it's repeated in each game. Here is Tfue again, trying to save the game, taking Fulmer out towards that end game, and he's going to get another point there and bring them up to 10 to tie with their partners on the other side. So we have 3 more games to go, and guys,
Well, it's good they win the first game. That's good. I'm glad.
Yes, it is, Ball. Thank you so much. just like you said, we're 3 games down, 3 games left to go.
Still
what have you thought about the action so far, my friend?
It's been great so far. I just want to say for the next 3 games, give it your best. Even if you're not up there right now, you got to have that one solid game to put you up on the leaderboard. 3 games is a lot. A lot can change. The leaderboards will be changing.
That's right. Well, guys, we are going to need a break after these first 3 games. Yeah. So to see us to said break, let's throw it over to Monster for saying goodbye, I guess.
Yeah, without a doubt, you are not wrong. Nobody is safe. The leaderboard is shaping out to be an intense series of games. But with that, we're going to go ahead and hop into a little intermission, and we'll return with new faces and more games here at the Secret Skirmish.
Yeah.
You want to play for a little bit because it's a little break.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a break, so.
She got in, DMO and Tifu trying to break through these walls. Sam's still on the high ground. Sam now wins, here he goes. DMO and Tifu, 11 eliminations and the victory royale.
Yay, it's After Dark, my favourite.
It's After Dark. Once it's gone past 8 o'clock, it's After Dark, ladies and gentlemen. So we have 41 minutes
and girl
until the shop changes. So, fussing and cursing. So yeah, guys, we'll be back soon. 15 minutes. 15 minutes, no break. Yeah. So unless I bought it in the item shop today, in about 40 minutes it will be different. So yeah. So are you coming on Fortnite?
Yeah. I'm loading. I'm just going to go to, you know, my starter up thing, logging in and stuff. Here I am. Should be.
I'm actually going to play the audio because it's just music and a little bit of soothing. No, not in this game, no. Go normal duos?
If you want to.
Yeah, I'm going normal duos. That's a big pickup. $12 minutes until it changes. We have 12 minutes until the Secret Skirmish is back, so we have time for about a game. We have time for one game. Right, where do you want to drop, Toby? Shifty?
Yes, please.
Do it. I thought you wanted to go shifty. Right, that was a great game. What do you think of that game, Toby? Was that a good game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I must say that was quite a good game.
There's a GG.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad Tifu won the first game, so that's good.
I'm happy Tifu wins.
Yeah, I'm happy. Well, come on, give me weapon, give me weapon, give me weapon.
Tifu versus Ninja.
Yeah. No, I don't need pistol anymore. Oh, come on, go on. Maybe.
You know I love doing that.
Ooh, 2 pistols. New weapon. Oh my. Oh, SMG. Right, I'm gonna take that. And then dual pistols will be my little bit. Maybe, stop it.
I got no more.
Not in the mood.
Okay.
Right, oh, shotgun, new shotgun. I don't really like this weapon. It's good, but the aim isn't that good on it.
Yeah, the off.
Yeah, it's a little bit off. It likes go up and then it goes down. I hate that. I'm gonna go to the house.
Oh, star.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the houses.
Okay.
Yeah. You search in that house, the black one, and I'll search the white woman.
You mean brown?
Brown. You know what I mean.
No.
Shotgun.
And that was for Scar.
That one's for me. Okay.
Yep. Minigun.
Glider resupply.
Upstairs.
Yeah. Thank God. Let's go to the circle. Didn't open this ammo box, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna wait for you. Do you want to go into Tilted?
Yeah.
I want to kind of play competitive, you know? Actually, no. No, we can do the challenge tomorrow. Let's just play competitive.
Okay.
I don't really care if I die, because the secret skirmish is going to be on in 5 minutes again. It's going to be back in 5 minutes. Toby, hold on. Z. Where's Z? 4. Weapon slot 4. Hold on, where's weapon slot 4? Z. I know. I don't want to be like that. Hold on, G. Where's G? Right, let's go. Let's just go. Storm. Are you coming? Go circle.
Yeah.
Getting break button pick 2. Three minutes to attack. They're coming.
Okay.
Yeah, no good chance. It was the first game, so I need to... Damn it.
Yeah, hi.
Ah! I completed it!
Oh, cool.
I completed it. I thought I had to do it twice. But I got it.
You need to do it twice.
Yeah, but I got it. I done it. I must have
you got the...
Hold on, wait for me. I need to... There you go. The Valentine's wrap. Oh, I got the white powder one. See? Where's powder? She's epic, isn't she? No.
Yeah.
Ed style, black and then white. The one that I'm really looking forward to is The last one. The onesie girl. I like that one.
My favorite you get like free battle pass.
Yeah.
Right. I'm pretty excited.
Right, it's time for the secret skirmish again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this Toby.
What?
The arcade shop.
I'm just saying like Love Ranger, just a Love Ranger.
Yeah, we've got about 25 minutes till the item shop changes.
It's got to be the Love Ranger.
Oh, that was a nice shot.
Welcome back to Secret Skirmish. My name is Paula Alejandra, and if you just missed those matchups, man, they have been incredible with Tfue and Demo in the lead. I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen next because we have 3 matches left. So for us to break that down for you, we have Bala and Sundown.
Thank you so much, pal. My name is Sundown. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonesies, Bonesies, and everyone in between, welcome back to the Secret Skirmish. We are halfway through the duos competition. $100,000 of the $500,000 prize pool up for grabs, and there's been some incredible gameplay so far.
There has been Sundown, and it's been actually crazy. These end games, they've been going to the wire every single time. Let's take a look at where we stand. As we do, Tfue and Demo, we know they're in the lead, but I want to talk quickly about Bizzle and Triggysaurus. This is a duo that's very interesting to me as Triggysaurus on that controller. Bizzle's doing a lot of late game pathing for him, which is allowing him to go for those elim and get those elim points and the placement points, maximizing that potential.
Very impressive out of both of them. You notice they are tied at that 10 points apiece. Yep. The tiebreaker coming down to the total elim. So you see 2 higher from Demo and Tfue. That's the difference right now. Rounding out the rest of the top 10. Cease, Lyrison, Bowman, and Vivid. 13 elims, 5 points. But the EU and Vivid going at it, showing up today. Rounding us out, we have Ronaldo, Saf, Poach, Tendons, Psychic as well up there, doing well with his partner. Looking at the back half, remember, top 20 are the ones who walk away with a piece of it. Corrosive, Kiwi Face, J2, Thwifo in there as well. Morgassi and Vinny not putting up a bad show. And then the underdogs, the RBK boys, JDW and Jerm, challenging as well.
Yeah, Kaizui Invite rounding out that top 20. That's right in the prizing. But I want to talk really quickly about Nick Merckx and Harmful. Absolutely destroying outside of Tilted. They're starting in Tilted, moving out of Tilted by Shifty Shafts, that area. That last game was a really nice display. Catching Aiden, catching, what was it, Dopeye as well.
Yeah, making sure they're getting them on the rotations, getting their initial loot, and then getting out of there, not taking the risk. But we're into match 4. The bus is loaded, the players are ready to jump off. And I couldn't be more excited about it.
I could not be more excited at all. There's so much action all around the map. There's Paradise, Tilted, there's action in Dusty Divot as well. It's just so much to watch.
Yes, and now looking at the bus path as it comes across the players, popping into your screen now. We're going from that bottom right quarter to the top left, southeast to northwest, but a decent mid-split ball. Where do you think we're going to see players drop?
Yeah, we're only one.
I'm keeping my eye on Paradise. There's been a lot of action, especially in that game 1. There's Saint, there's Ghoul, there's Lynette. There's so many players dropping in Paradise. It's a very, very nice spot to look at. Eventually, you see the llama over towards that truck stop out in the southwest or southeast corner of the map as well. There's 2 players dropping on it. That's a nice little find there.
Really good influx of materials and utility that you can get. That's not a bad loot spot anyway, so expect them to be coming out of that really well prepared and also to have a lot of people to fight. There's 3 teams down in Fatal.
3 teams indeed. We'll see if Nate Hills and Funk Bomb are actually deciding to go back towards their hometown of Fatal Fields. We'll see though as they aren't actually contesting yet. There's so much to look at on this map. Polar Peak is interesting as well to me. There's 4 players right around there. That split is always interesting and fun to watch. But we're going to hop in with Thwifo, J-Truth against Nistic and McDonald we saw earlier today as this fight starts to unravel.
Yeah, Nistic already down on the ground. McDonald trying to create some space for him, but unfortunately, it's going to be really difficult in an early 1v2 situation where they both have shields and they're pitching from the side. Fantastically well executed 1v2 there. You notice they got the initial down right away, and he has that hunting rifle, and it's missing a couple bullets. You have to think he probably picked one up, got an AR round, and they're able to just close that up. That's going to put them in a prime spot. No one else anywhere near them. Tons of loot, 2 elims, and a bunch of shields. They're looking good. Jumping on over to Tilted, we talked about some of the names here. We see Butter Aiden versus DofPS and Slobbings. This was one of the first fights we covered in match 1. Let's see what the resolution will be. Some shots being traded out right away. Aiden ends up going down. It's going to be on Butter again to try and clutch this out. He has a decent amount of shields and a pump. Not a bad situation to be in, but not a great one. And it looks like he's going to opt to disengage. He's leaving Aiden there. They're going to clean that up. More shields and an elim for them. He's just trying to get away and find a spot where maybe he can make a 1v2 play. We've seen this before. You just got to get somewhere, crouch, and hope they either disengage or someone else comes in.
Yeah, and we saw Butter in that situation as well over towards that basketball court before. And unfortunately, Aiden's going to go down again. There's so much action here in Tilted. It's so difficult to keep up the different drops. It depends who wins specific buildings, who gets the landing there perfectly. Yep. But you can see Slobbings and FPS go right up on top of that tall building in the middle there. And Nick Merckx is there too, actually.
It's that other pair we were talking about. These have been the 3 teams that are in there. It's the Butter Aiden, Nick Merckx and Harmful, and then Slobbings and his teammate just trying to get whatever they can. However, it just run around, not a bad loadout from him. The blue pump going to allow him to really excel in these close quarter situations. Snake's able to force him around, has a decent amount of shields. DofPS and Slobbings just control of it. We're going to flip on over to Lazy Links where Monster and Devious are squared off against Ziff and Povzy. But Ziff looks like he's just trying to provide a little bit of support in the Stormwing. Not sure if they're fully aware of him. You see Devious and Monster are looking towards that direction and trying to put shots down on that pilot right now.
Yeah, this is a strategy that Ziff and Povzy have been using here in Lazy to contest Devious and Monster, grabbing that Stormwing and actually coming in from the side and using this turret to such good use. Ziff actually managed to get a lot of damage in that first game. We'll see if he's going to be able to do anything from this guy.
He doesn't know how to control it.
Yeah, it makes it incredibly difficult when that Storming is just raining shots down on you. Yes, you are able to trade back fire. They're a little vulnerable, but the amount of pressure it puts for his teammate, where you kind of, now you see, this is a really good play. He's using the natural cover of the roof to be able to fire back, but you see Ziff going aggressive now with it.
And now it's going to be a pinch. It's going to be 1v1 for Ziff and Monster here, and Devious against Povzy.
Yep, this is the boogie bomb he throws out on Povzy, trying to provide support fire. Monster trades right back. He says, no, 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 don't poke it out. Throwing the clingers, and immediately Devious sees the pushes going. Ziff has to track back to Povzy on literally 1 HP. Yeah. Pops has managed to get the 50 effective back. The clinger's not going to land. Ziff trying to get over, regroup. Let's see how they play this 1v2 out.
Yeah, and all Monster's trying to do is keep Ziff from supporting Povzy. As you can see, Ziff was trying to book it all the way to get to Povzy and make sure that Devious couldn't hunt him down, and he did manage to do that. So it's going to be a stalemate again. They're going to give a little bit of time. Povzy has those minis, like you said. And now we'll see what they're going to manage to do. Let's get a little bit of damage on the Ziff.
Yeah,
that's not going to be a good
start. Great angle right now from Devious. It's going to be incredibly hard to rotate away from this position. You see their pin, not a lot to work with either. 2 great infantry rifles. That new gun provides a lot of mid-range pressure, but not great in the close quarter situation. Does have the great tack, but when you're at such a health disadvantage, Paulo, there's not a lot you can do.
Yeah, and that's the thing about dropping towards those Stormwings. That depot doesn't give that many. There's only 2 chests and probably 1 or 2 floor loot spawns.
Look at Monster's angle. Look at Monster's angle. You see him off on the side. He's trying to peek. There's the shots go out. Any amount of chip is good for them there. They have to execute on this pinch now. If they're not able to knock these guys out, it's going to be a lot of wasted time and resources. But if they do, look, pre-charging the dynamite. They're going to try and get that down, and then Devious is going to try and follow up the shots.
Yeah, and that was a perfect placement on that dynamite. He actually completely opens up Povzy, and he's managed to knock him all the way down. It's just Ziff left.
But now his teammate's
nice positioning, and he's going to go down too. Devious just drops down. That's the thing with the dynamite there, Sundown. Blowing up that entire building gives so many opportunities to find angles.
Yeah, they had to play that low ground situation. They're actually hitting some of those buildings to try and get whatever mats they could. That's when you know they're desperate. The dynamite playing the pinch from Devious and Monster, it was so cleanly executed. They were patient. They made sure they had angles, and they covered it. That's how you play a 2-on-2 fight when you know you have an advantage. Speaking of a 2-on-2 fight, we're going to jump on over over to Containers. This is Poach knows this place. Honestly, he probably knows it better than the back of his hand.
Yeah, but I'm concerned right now. You can see those 2 pink arrows in the bottom right of your screen moving towards the back side of them. And yeah, there it is. They're going to get shot from the back all the way down to 7 shields.
And then shot right back from the front as he pops off, emitting tons of effective health going down. And these are a really dangerous pinch. This was the pair you were talking about, the Bizzle and Triggy, who have been executing so well on their game plan, despite being a random duos. Again, if you're just joining us, we're in match 4 of the Secret Skirmish duos portion of the competition. We brought them in on their solos merits, so we randomized them up, mixed them up, and they're playing for $100,000 today, Bala.
Yeah, and you can see actually Bizzle and Triggy had a spot marked on the map. They took the opportunity to take those shots at Poach in the pinch with Sean, but they're going to go ahead and continue their game plan and get to a solid position. Look at the map. They're actually going to be right center, right smack dab in there, and Poach is also trying to decide how he wants to make his way towards the center of the zone as well.
Yeah, but a lot of people are going to be converging towards this northwestern location. Containers is very popular as a rotation spot because you always think like, oh, maybe I should check in. Maybe there might be something else here. Maybe I can sneak a little bit of loot that wasn't there. But you also have to be careful. There's always someone lurking.
There's always someone lurking, and just like you were talking about, maybe there's a little bit of loot. But specifically, there's always extra containers to farm. You can see Sean topping off on some metal. He's already at probably half. He has 2/3 of his materials right now, at least. So he's going to be in good shape towards that end game.
Yeah, and they're just standing. They're standing on the open, just taking shots, flipping on over now to Salty Springs. Pardon me, JDW and Jared, the underdogs we were talking about. Marksman trying to put some shots out. Pearl has the high ground. They have him pinned on the low ground. There are some bottle rackets there. We'll see if he opts to utilize it, but more than likely he's just going to try and use that suppress.
He's on low. He's on low
shots, and he needs to get out of the storm. He's kind of low.
He is very low, all the way down at 25 HP. You can see Jared and JDW down on the low ground. They're on the edge of that zone. Look how many teams are inside of this little tiny area on the edge of the zone. They're going to want to try to get away as fast as possible. They do have that risk to go if they want to, but another one on the side. He's going to go down to 27.
Now, this is a typical for the edge of the zones. Why do we see so many teams end up pumped up in here?
No, he's going to die.
Rift to go out. That is so Rift
to go. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh!
That's such an easy target. So way up high. All they have to do is box up and look up.
That's really unlucky.
Goes down. Germ is actually just going to try to loop back around.
Thwyfo is hot on the tails of this. So they were pinned in by the Stinks, are able to clean it up. There's Thwyfo, good job. So being pinned in by the Stinks with only 20 HP immediately ticks down. Rift goes to get out, but you're an easy target then in the air. These are very good players. They've qualified from PAX West, TwitchCon, all of those solo performances, earning them an invitation here to this Secret Skirmish and just showing their ability to track these targets and not let them out. Speaking of tracking their targets, Bala, Cloaksy, we've seen how good he is. We're going to catch a replay of one of his early eliminations right now as it comes up and to see what he is able to do, what he has been able to do out of the Stormwing. This is...
No way,
I don't have words. That is just otherworldly level of tracking and finding that, and then able to clean up on it afterward from the Stormwing. Good rotation. Normally it's known for just rotating. Cloaksy's showing it can be used for more.
Yeah, you see some players who are so good with those snipers, get those shots a lot, but we're going to hop into this fight right on the edge of Loot Lake. It looks like Blue Team is under pressure. I don't see his teammate anywhere to be found. Mental Space Soldier coming in. He does the Conan. He's going to get...
Oh, he's going to get sniped!
But the Mentos goes down, actually.
That was a valiant effort coming out from Blue Team. So what you'll see when you're fighting defensively in a 1v2 situation, players tend to box themselves in and try and buy as much time as possible, hope to get a shot. He did get the knockdown on Dementos, but not able to convert. This is going to put them in a little bit of an awkward situation. However, with all the extra resources, they should be fine. Flipping on over near Wailing, you have Deuces and Tickers, Ifa in between, and then Chap and Cloaks, the pair who picked up that 6th snipe, sitting on 2 elims, and they're in a pretty good spot right now, Paolo.
Yeah, in a very good spot. One of the things I wanted to mention was all the Wailing droppers in this zone are going to be favored here because they do get that use of that infinite rift down below on the base. But for now, Chap and Cloaksy are actually going to try to pressure Ifa in front of them on the edge here. They're in a decent position.
Yeah, getting some shots rained down on them, not horrible. The trees provide a lot of natural cover, but once you are down in there, you are down in there. As soon as other people start looking, if one person starts shooting, it's very frequent for others, rather than to trade shots out on them, to pile in. Hey, if a wall breaks and I get a stray shot in there and I'm the one who gets that down, great. If not, no pressure on me. They're not shooting at me, right?
Yep, exactly. And you can actually see that we're going to hop in with tickers and deuces. But Harmful and Nick Merckx in the background there. They're lurking. They made their way into the zone. They're still up for sure. So
yeah, that's a good rotation too. From tilted all the way over to the backside, pretty safe. Some good shots coming out from deuces, aiming towards that canyon, knowing not a lot of people are gonna have an option. They're either rotating through the valley or you're seeing building up above. So good angle coming out from them, and they hold the high ground. If you look down the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, that little high ground nook right there gives them control over basically all of Whaling. People who think they're safe rotating through, if you show them a pixel and you get hit, they're gonna hit it.
Yep, exactly. And now, looks like Nick Merckx and Harmful do have such a significant base here towards the center zone. And again, if you get centered in the zone towards these late circles, you get a much, much bigger chance of getting the next zone. We're going to hop into the third zone in 5 seconds. We'll see where that lands.
Yeah, and just a quick state of the game. There is 68 players remaining, 37 duo pairings, so a couple of solos running around there. We know Butter was one as well. And Harmful and Nick waiting, trying to get one more elim to grab a point. That point will be crucial. Every single point matters right now. Looking at that top 20 situation, 2 points is going to put you into it right now with a couple good tiebreakers. So everyone is valuable.
Yeah, and just taking a look at that third zone that has been revealed in the bottom right, you could actually see the Infinite Rift is still in place. So all the players that are down there, I believe I saw Cease and Lyrison actually down in that Infinite Rift area, are going to have such an advantage if this continues to go this way. It could even land on them a fourth time, possibly.
And one other thing to take into consideration, when the circle comes up towards Wailing Woods like this, there's going to be a lot more natural materials in play over the course of the game. It's really easy to constantly top back up on wood and then leave that wood supply down there. As you're rotating, you always see just little bundles here and there. Pick those up. You're going to see more mats in the late game than traditional, simply because of the availability of resources in this circle.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Frosty and ZK and Sean down there doing that specific thing as well. A lot of metal actually down there to be able to do that.
Yeah, a lot of those buildings. People don't really think about it. Sometimes you just got to break a piece of furniture. I know it feels really good. Just smash that lamp. It's super rewarding, particularly when you have one of the pickups. It's like, zhung, zhung. Like, it always makes farming metal more important to me, man.
It does, absolutely.
I think he's going to come out of nowhere.
Wifo and J Truth, and they're making their rotate in as well. See what type of position they get. They're not in the zone just yet.
Yeah, you see where they have marked out, trying to make the rotation. But a lot of arrows in the way. Kevin and Jaumao right there. Kiwiface and Kuros as well. We're probably going to see a lot of fights happen right on the edge of the circle. And as these fights start popping off, look for people to try and flank, right? If somebody else is rifling across, you can't really hear people flanking up behind you. It's really difficult to tell when somebody's breaking into your box if you're trading shots away with somebody else.
Yeah, and exactly just like that. Actually, Fifo and J-Truth at 5 elims, they're going to have to be careful with just that thing that you just said there. You saw Kuros take some shots, and they need to be careful of all the teams around them.
Yeah,
that congestion in this area.
Somebody already firing off some bottle rocks, trying to break up a little bit of that congestion, firing it towards the edge of the circle, not letting people establish that. It's just a really good, annoying utility item. It puts just a little bit of pressure on them. It means you have to be conscious of it. You have to be replacing your wall. But also, Fifo and J2, 5 elims you talked about, one more for a point, and there's a lot of people left. We're still 63 players left, 33 duos.
I like the use of the bottle rockets right here, actually keeping Kuros and Kiwiface out of the zone. Nice use. They're actually going to rotate back out of the zone and try to get up in a different position and get away from the people who are bottle rocking them. Ooh.
I think that's a very good choice, Paula. You don't want to be running straight into a bunch of bottle rockets, having to contest with that, and then also worry about maybe trading bad shots or having to throw up a ramp or a quick double ramp into the zone. A lot of gatekeeping going on. It's a term typically thrown out in Fortnite. What does it mean when you see that?
Yeah, it's definitely, it's when you basically are trying to keep the players out of zone. They're throwing all their mats trying to get in that zone, and you're just going to continue to shoot at them. They're going to actually draw all the attention from everybody in the zone, and it's going to be hard to get in when people are trying to do that to you.
Yeah, it makes it incredibly difficult. Looking back into it right now, people are going to have to be forced more into that central location, but with all the action we've caught so far, there is definitely some that may mix. Lupo, catch us up on the mid-game highlights.
Sundown Ball, and thank you very much. We're going to take a look back just a couple plays here in competitive Fortnite. Taking the opportunity that your opponent may present is one of the best options right here. You see Madruski, boom, takes advantage of a ramp swap from Takata and catches him off guard. Now, opportunity plays are extremely important. Sheep, Dobai already eliminated, but right there, Sheep takes the just 2 seconds to finish the elimination, get that little siphon boost there, and as I said before, taking advantage of your opponent's edits, builds. Right here, Aspect watching the push from his opponent, gets a quick shotgun shot off to get the knockdown on Naga Ops, goes for the elimination,
every single shield point counts, and these players know it. Now right here, you have a pinch opportunity. The quick wall replace the edit and getting that last elimination. Carlos goes down, Aspect picking up just a little bit more shield. These competitive players, boys, they are on top of the game every step of the way.
They most certainly are, Dr. Lupo. Thank you so much for breaking that down. We're going to hop back on board here with Paytech and Overpeak, the Norwegian himself, representing Gambit, trying to put some pressure on here. He had an amazing performance at TwitchCon, him and Dementos winning back-to-back games, and they're setting themselves up for a late, trying to have a good late game rotation. They're right on the edge of the circle. They're above that Storm Surge threshold. Storm Surge triggers when players have been a little too passive, if we're still packing it in towards the late game, you have to take action. You have to make sure you're at least trading shots back out, and these guys are close. If that one team who's only 4 below puts out some more damage, they could be in danger. They might need to go find a fight real quick, or they'll start being ticked from above. The great purple thunder god will spray it down and do a little bit of damage and force you out of that box and force you to go fight, Paula.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love Patek's use of the wall in the pyramid there to block his behind as he tries to get above that, more damage, so he gets safely above that Storm Surge. He's going to get some on 72 hours, and that's going to be perfect for him.
Yeah, and you see how that number keeps flipping back and forth. Everyone looking to trade, they're looking to fight, they're looking to put in whatever shots they can. Paytech trying to rotate over, keep ultimate high ground. They're in a very good position right on the edge of the circle. And also, they're not being cut off too much by the tree lines. They have good sight lines here. That means other people can shoot back at them.
It looks like that. It's so
Having this height gives them the ability to look at so many players down on low ground, gives them the ability to try to find any shots they can. You saw him get shots on the 72 hours. Really nice play to get that height as well.
Right now, we see the picture-in-picture. Cloaksy on the side being pressured. They're sitting on 3 elims. They need to pick one more out. Chap is on no shield. Cloaksy being forced to pop whatever bandages he had left, but shots are still being sprayed in. Using the pyramid inside of his own structure to be a little safe there. Give himself just a nice little nook to heal up. Chap covering was well saying, I got you. Pop your band-aids. Put them on.
I know what you mean.
The versatility of that pyramid. We talked about 2 techniques now right in a row. We'll see. They have a ways to go, but they do have the 2 launch pads to try to use. 10 seconds on that zone, but we're going to hop in with Tifu and Demo, who are on the edge a little bit north of, as they see, they do have that rift to go. That's going to be really good in towards that end game.
Yes, and just a reminder, these are our current leaders, tied with 10 points at the top with that Bizzle and Triggy Source pair. We've been talking about Demo, however, going down. This is what happens when you get separated. Tifu is not going to be close enough. Those late game downs generally will get converted off very quickly. People are very hungry. They want the points, they want the siphon immediately. He actually gets down over him. He's covering. He's going to try and get this revive off, Paula.
There's somebody trying to push, but I don't know if he knows exactly where Demo is. No. See, he has to leave for the storm as well, and Tifu might have the time still here.
Yeah.
Just a second. No, it looks like he's going to leave.
Oh, he's going to try. Can he rift both of them?
No, I don't think so.
I was just about to say, they're going to try and bring him through, maybe get a quick revive, and then rift. They're right on the edge of the circle. No, they have to go.
Yeah. And here goes Tifu.
Yeah, just going to leave him.
Absolutely. As he looks for the best position, he might decide to land on this high ground. We'll see. There's only one in the air. One of the things when you're rifting is sometimes you bring a lot of people with you, but in this case, only Tifu up in the sky.
Yeah, we talk about that recycled utility players. 41
people in the final zone.
Now populated, people are going to have a far run. Tifu staying up enough so he can get prime position on the next rotation.
Look how many people are there.
Loop Goblin, drop down, pick up some free
I remember when there was like 84 people in the final circle, and the server almost crashed because there was too many people in the final zone.
He stayed up so long so he could see that new zone.
That was a cool experience.
And Fulmer.
Yeah, flipping over, things are about to get hectic. 36 players left.
To be honest, I think those stages has died.
Storm Surge active again. You see that on your right hand side. Players as they rotate are going to be looking to trade shots even more because of it. Chap ending up going down the side. You hear this is the recycled utility we talk about. As soon as one person throws a launch pad down, everyone else is like, I find it, I see it, I've got a rotation. But if you don't, you get caught on the backside. Nitmix picking up 72 hours, him and Monster going at it, stuck in the storm. Tifu trying to rotate through, has the front ground right here. Not worried about it. He's ahead of this rotation, and he also has a rocket launcher. This could be incredibly efficient. Look at that. Zhao right away, immediately to the face, picks it up. Sitting on max. What else can he do with it?
He can point here. That's going to be the story.
9 elims right now. 9 elims right now for Nick and Hartman. They are in that big territory. Big bonus means every single elim here on out is an extra point.
Oh, he got rifted on.
They're all on the high ground. However, that was not his rift. Hartful is still down there and fighting.
That wasn't his rifted guy, but that was helpful.
Trying to play safe. That was
That's really helpful.
Good heavy AR shots out there.
He needs to be careful because somebody can shoot him down.
RPG comes through, does not find him. Immediately tries to box himself back up.
Yeah, one of the issues for Nick and Harmful right now is that Nick had those launch pads if he wants to make the rotation, so Harmful's on his own here.
No. Now he's trapped. Now he's getting killed. There you go.
And it's into the box right away. Another player there. That's the problem when doing these super close quarter rotations. Everyone is in a box. Everyone's behind it. Everyone
needs to be careful because of the
getting
storm.
in the front. This front position very good. He can now edit the window and look for where other players. They have to rotate past him, and he has time to think. Trying to see who else is buying right in the box.
There's 16 players. Look how many players there are.
Together, they're fighting each other.
Jesus.
In his final. Oh my God. That is 10 elims for him. That's an extra point as well. So they've already wrapped up 5 elimination points.
I can't believe the service can
duels
actually
left, 13
handle
players,
this.
so only a couple of solos running around.
Yeah,
Will Nick be able to find more? Will they be able to challenge towards the top? Aegis in the middle, there's it above him. Anthony and Punisher having a fight on the backside. Anthony picks that one up. Lenon all the way on the front trying to get there. Nick is hunting Ghoul, you see it on the back. Anthony picks up Triggy as he was solo. Triggy's not going to be able to pick up any additional points in this one. Down to our top 8 duos, 10 players. Getting 10. Shot comes out from Aegis. Does not quite convert. Still hitting that player. Has to be so low, Bala.
Yeah, absolutely. Aegis trying to manage to get away from these players. That's what you want to do in these situations. Get away from these players. You see Nick Merckx did go down. I also want to touch on Learson. He's actually up on that high ground. So we'll see. This is a point here.
Yep, next duo eliminate. Not only was that a point from that, because it puts them into that top 5 teams. Now they want to hit top 3. There's only 4 teams remaining. Stuck out in this one. Gets picked up by
Oh, he died. Come on. Oh, who won? Anthony.
Elam pushed him to 2 points, gets the victory out, but right there at the end, I don't know if you saw it, Dwifo and J-Truth had 11 elims. We had 2 teams pushing into the big bonus right there. Nick Merckx able to get there, Dwifo able to get there. They have to be happy with that performance, but let's not count out our victory royale winners right there. Anthony and Clarity G, very well executed from Anthony. You saw a couple of very clutch fights going down the low ground, cleaning those up, and we're going to see those final moments over again. So they're not super low. Anthony cleans that up right there. Aegis is out in the storm. Dwifo turns around right up, immediately blasts it back. Anthony, great shot to equalize, and Dwifo doesn't have the pressure. He had already swapped over the heavy AR. Anthony remaining calm, remaining cool, remaining collected, winning every single one of those close engagements and then converting into victory rounds and 5 eliminations. That's going to be an additional 5 points for them coming up.
20 seconds.
Yeah, well done. And I really liked in those endgame moments you talked about.
Right.
10, 9, 8, 7,
right.
5. Ready, jump up, please.
What is it? Oh, the cuddle team leader.
Cuddle team.
I like this. I like this skin. I like this skin.
And the pickaxe.
And pickaxe, yeah. Cuddle paw. The cuddle paw pickaxe. I'm not sure if I like it. And then the bullseye outfit is in the item shop again. And one emo.
What the hell is that noise? Sounds like an earthquake.
Haha. Should I get the cuddle team leader?
Your choice.
I do like it. I do like the cuddle team leader.
But I hate the pickaxe.
Yeah, I don't like the pickaxe.
Do you like the teddy bear glider?
Yeah, I don't like the teddy bear glider either.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to copy me, Toby.
No, because I heard you can block off your screen.
Well, I have 11,400 V-Bucks. I need to stop buying skins because I'm trying to save my V-Bucks for the Season 8 Battle Pass.
Don't forget you get it for free.
True, but you might only have 950. I want 2,500. I want the Battle Pass bonus.
How much V-Bucks you got? Let me see.
I got 11,400.
11,000. You got enough.
Yeah, I do have a lot, but I'm still trying. I need to make sure I just need to make sure, you know. So tomorrow no challenges will be coming out, but on Saturday they will. So yeah. Right then, let's go back to. Let's see how I'm doing.
Other team steps up to the plate, jumping 9 spots.
Tifu's still
in the first. 10, 10, and 10 for total points. This is crazy.
Anthony, Clarity G, they're going to jump up 21 places there in 6th place with that game win that they just managed to secure. We got another page as well. Might as well take a look at that because you got some other familiar names here. Aegis and Ronan jumping up 25 as well. Maybe they can have a big game here in match 5. Maybe this is their opportunity to crack into the top 10 monster. But there are some stacked names in the second page of the overall standings.
I mean, even Chap and Cloaksy are knocking on top 10 store here, moving up 5 big slots.
This is what is in the item shop today. So yeah. The Heartbreaker and the Scully outfit, Cuddle Team Leader, Cuddle Paws, and yeah.
Well, at least you know, the skin's still out and still.
Single day, probably 10 hours. Some days I'm taking the day off because I've been grinding non-stop. I'm pretty excited to have a random duo partner. Epic definitely threw in a wild card there. I think I'm actually playing with Chap, so I know he's a great player and I think we can do amazing things. With my current status in the community,
the reason why he isn't with
Tifu and winning TwitchCon, I do think I have a target on my back.
They're doing random teaming.
I think people
so
want to shut us down as much as they can, and it's going to be not as easy as people think, even though it's solos, but
the Fortnite Love Rangers pack is out.
The person that I have an eye out for in the pack, the whole group,
Fortnite Love Rangers
72
pack is
hours.
out.
That guy's crazy.
What?
I know
How do you know?
He's me once. He's coming straight for me. I didn't know I had it until
is it in the store?
She reached out to me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we've been searching you on Twitter and stuff like that. We've been watching your vids, and we really think you'd be an excellent captain for a Fortnite team. At that moment, my jaw just dropped, and I'm just like, this can change my life forever, and let's do it.
Let's see. How much is it?
It just really came out, but I don't know if it's got a price on it.
It just came out of it. Oh my god, why can't you type? It's so slow! Why is it so slow?
Go to your Fortnite thing, go down into the store, and you should see it.
What are you talking about?
No, you see the Fortnite thing, like you go about to start Fortnite, you gotta go down, right down to it.
Why can't I type stuff? Toby, stop it, I'm not in the mood.
So I send you a screenshot?
Yes. What the hell? Why the hell is it doing this? So fucking slow.
I'll get to my cart. It's out now. The prices are out.
Oh fucking hell. Show me it. Send me a screenshot. Toby, stop laughing.
Oh my god, you must be right. Yeah, you do that, what you just did. Do not press it, okay? Do not press it. Go right down. Right. It's true. I know, clip I'm not.
Stop it, I'm not in the mood.
Alright, let me send you a screenshot right now.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Featured. Where is it?
But it's not in PlayStation.
Where is it? Oh, no.
Did you see it?
Fallen Love Range pack. 15 pounds.
Hello?
15.99. Yeah, so these are challenges, they're out now. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think your mic's playing up.
Toby.
Hey.
Yeah, it's because... Right.
Have you got it?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Right, let's go. 14 daily challenges, early 2,000 V-Bucks. I might ask my mum for 15.
I'm going to get it tomorrow. I'm going to get it tomorrow. Because I get my money
Maybe
tomorrow.
to me.
I get my money tomorrow. Fallen Love Ranger Challenge Pack. So yeah, guys, this is the Fallen Love Ranger Challenge Pack. Challenges Pack. Hold on, I might have to go. We'll go back to hold on. Have they started the next game yet? No.
Wait, let me ask my mum. I'll be back.
I don't see. So yeah, Fallen Love Rangers. So yeah, guys, let's go back to the yeah, let's go back to Secret Skirmish.
No, I played with some of his teammates before, but never J-Truth.
J-Truth, what about you?
In terms of like what games I played before this, like I didn't really play games competitively that much, but I mainly played CSGO before Fortnite, and that helps a lot with the aim aspect of the game for sure.
I feel like because of that, like you said, you're kind of dipping into Fortnite and just competitive gameplay in general. I think it really shows that the bonding here, especially you could pick anybody from the list of players here at Secret Skirmish and get similar results. But you guys have been absolutely crushing. Third place against some of the best players that Fortnite has to offer. Going forward, you have only a handful of matches left. You have solos tomorrow. Do you feel like knowing that you guys have bonded now, the way that this duo has played so far, are you going to have a leg up on your current teammate?
I don't know.
I guess the strategy, it may or may not translate through. J-Truth, what about you?
Thrive was a really good player, and hopefully I'm not landing near him in solos, so hopefully I don't see him early game, but if we do meet end game, then I don't think we really have a leg up on each other at this point, but I'd say it'll be a good fight either way.
I guess we will just have to wait and see. We only have a couple games left. We have solos tomorrow. Don't forget, don't go anywhere. Make sure you're here tomorrow. But gentlemen, we're only moments away before the next game. Back to you guys over at the desk.
The next game.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lupo. That was Thwifo J-Truth. And, you know, I mean, might as well highlight this. I gotta, you know, just be that guy, okay? A lot of these players here, right? First time getting to this opportunity, being on this stage. And I've been competing, and also I've been, you know, involved in competitive gaming for years now. And I think it's pretty nerve-wracking, right? To be in this kind of setting and have to compete and also be around your peers, because this is also a very unique setting, because even when I used to compete, it was like 4v4 games, right? Versus now you're surrounded by 99 other people who are all gunning for that top spot. They all want to be better than you. So I think that a lot of these guys are really focused on the game, and it kind of like showed there, they let their gameplay do the talking. Maybe not necessarily themselves, which is okay, because so long as they're out there slaying and doing what they need to do, they're in third place right now. They can very realistically come out on top and maybe come away with the duo's victory. But we also have some other players that are looking to climb their way into the top 20 as well. We've talked about them before. JDW and Germ from Raised by Kings. These guys looking to climb in. They're in 23rd place right now, Monster.
Yeah, 23rd. They are so close to top 20. And don't forget, top 20 is the only players that are pretty much going to earn themselves a piece of the prize pool during the you know, the duos portion. They've really got to fight their way and claw their way in. Just taking a look at where these guys are from, you see a little bit of stats there, and there they are on the floor. What do you think?
You know, okay, they have 9 eliminations, Monster, only 1 point. But if they are able to secure another point immediately from this game, maybe even get 3, they jump in to the top 12, top 10. So that just goes to show you how close everything is right now. 1 point could be the difference from being in the top 20 and being out of the top 20. And then even more so, yes, it does get a bit more competitive in the top 10, but it's going to be awesome. And we are ready to go in match number 5 of the day. We've seen some crazy plays so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing where that battle bus cuts through the map and see how the spread of all these players goes.
Yeah, it's going to be a west to east battle bus here. It's going straight down, north to south, west to east. This is a fair bus. You always want to see it kind of split it up evenly. A couple of the other games, you know, 1 or 2 of them were kind of lopsided, whether it be to the southern or northern zone. This one's pretty fair game to everyone hopping on out, and it's going to help shape out what's going to be game 5. There's a lot riding on this, being that the top 3 teams are all contesting each other with 10 points.
I know, it's insane. By the way, I just gotta say this, man. Shout out to the duo that's in Haunted Hills. Just throwing it out there.
The only duo in Haunted Hills.
The only duo in Haunted Hills. For those of you at home, Haunted Hills, kind of a good spot, okay? Don't sleep on it. Okay, anyway, we're going to be making our way over now. We got Linane and Ghoul, Vicaros, and Naga Ops. We could get a little bit of a skirmish here, a little secret skirmish, you like that?
A little secret skirmish.
But we could get a fight early on. It's just, it's rough when you get these like really close landing spots, and you don't want to take the fight early, but you also, well, winning it, I mean, means you can come out maybe with some shields if you come unscathed in the battle. Like, there's just a lot of opportunity there. What, you've been in these competitive situations before, Monster. You've competed in the past. What, I guess, is that early game looking? Are you looking to take that fight early on?
Well, with 5 matches in, there's no question that these guys know what's going on by this point, right? Either they've been winning this early game or they haven't. You really have to shape your play style and understand your situation that you're in. Linane and Ghoul, we've seen them kind of make it to the end a little bit. Yeah, Vicaros is sneaking around.
Sneaky.
This is going to really depend on how it lands the first shot.
Already he's gonna go.
Popping off here. He didn't miss though.
Already gonna go in this one now. The battle's about to begin. Now remember, you're gonna have that build count there on the side, and you gotta be very mindful of that. But Vicaros is gonna have the ultimate high ground. He's gonna get tagged up. 4 HP in a dream. He's gonna have to drop down, but he will be downed. And it's gonna be up to his teammate Naga Ops, but he won't be able to pick that up in time. And that is gonna be a cleanup there. And they take out both players. That is gonna be beautiful for them out of the break, getting 1 elim apiece.
I want to talk about that engagement. Vicaros did some of the cleanest building I've seen, using those cones and just kind of turning them into ramps on the fly. That was butter smooth there. Hopping on over to what looks like lazy Lynx now. It's Povzy and Devious. These guys, we talk about early game engagements and knowing who to expect. These guys have been battling since the start, and you know, you don't want to give up your early game. You don't want to give up your spot, right, and change your game flow. These guys have been going toe to toe every single time and losing most of the time.
Bear in mind, you had Ziff took out Monster. Not the Monster sitting next to me. The Monster was paired up with Devious. So this is going to be a 1v2, and now Devious is waiting to run around. He knows that the pressure is going to come, and all he's got is the dualies. Now, while I may love the dualies, this is just not the situation that you're going to want this in. considering that he has 2 builds, and on top of that, he does not have a lot to work with. He has dualies, he has that gray AR.
And to give you guys a little context, up until this 5th match here, they've lost this early game contestant 4 out of what will be probably the 5th time here, because it's a 2v1.
He's getting flanked there. Ziff is waiting for you, trying to line up the shot. Oh man, you love to see this, but Devious gonna drop back still with only 2 builds. That high ground there is just for them firmly, and that is going to be a wipeout from Lazy, and very frustrating for Devious and Monster. Goodbye in game number 5. It's going to be Pobsy and Ziff who come out on top. They've blown Lazy Lynx and all the goodies that come with it. And now we got another battle that's about to unfold here. You got Bay Soldier. I know him and covering his action and his gameplay for many years now. It's good to see him in this kind of setting and scenario against asterisk'd and Snood. Wait this one out. I love kind of like getting the measure of this Monster, right? Like seeing what they're gonna do or how they're gonna try and approach a nice 24 tag there with that green pump.
Yeah, asterisk'd and Snood looking to take this high ground. Big Soldier just kind of holding up here. He's looking for the peak, kind of misses
what?
the
He's
shot
hacking.
Now he's disengaged. You don't want to be in the face of 2 pros at once. That's definitely not the play. So you kind of see the caution there, although he knows they don't have any shield here building.
Yeah, he is working with 80 health, 50 shields. It's not bad. They get those eliminations. Remember, the Siphon settings, which actually went live for the public matches, is live here in the Secret Skirmish. When you get an elimination, you actually get a 50 HP buyback or shields, depending on where you are.
Right, yeah, guys. I'm going to end today's video because, well, today's live stream because, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you.